All right, boys, we have 3 boxes to score here. One of the heftier, thicker boxes when it comes to sports cards in general. Each score box, I believe, unless they've switched the number, you have 400 cards each. If anybody doesn't want their veteran base, let me know. I won't send it. If you want it, I'll send it. Obviously, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying if you don't want it, I won't. I'm not going to send it. I know some guys are just going to trash it when they get it. For score, they're kind of just looking for some early autographs, some parallels. It doesn't matter to me one way or another. I mean, all cards ship if you want them. I know, like I said, some guys don't. Especially from last year's score set, which was actually really good. I think a lot of the guys are still in their college uniforms in this. Last year, almost all the players were in their in their NFL uniforms. So we'll see what it looks like. With no checklist, it's really hard to say. We have my man Cal Ripken Jr. here, Project 2020 Ben Baller the card. Obviously, we didn't fill it up right away to open it on opening day, so I'm sure some people have seen it. The team list on the left, overhead camera's in the right-hand corner. But let's get rolling into this. It's going to have 4 autographs, so 12 total. Should have about 10 parallels minimum per box. Remember, Panini points do count as autographs. Last year we were pretty good with score about not having too many Panini points, but you just never know. I'll actually bring this up on my camera as well, or on my phone real quick. Hopefully everybody had a good start to their week. There is a couple Topps Chrome breaks that are up as well. I will look, Mario, and double check. I think I got it. Also, packages are coming out in waves, just so you guys know. I could give you your tracking for whatever I have sent out already. However, I dropped the stuff off Saturday and nothing got scanned. So I'm dropping a bunch of stuff off after this. Well, just tomorrow morning I'm going to drop it off. I was going to drop it off right after this break, but I'll wait till the morning to maybe they can scan it for sure. But yeah, I dropped a bunch of stuff off Saturday and it hasn't even been scanned yet. I'm sure it's in like the hub or whatever, and just hasn't been scanned, which is a little goofy, but it is what it is. Ground advantage hasn't let me down when it first started, but maybe everyone else has been complaining about it. Maybe I jinxed myself thinking it'd be a better thing than the system they had before. It's like the Series 1 football. It's just so many cards. National Treasure comes out Wednesday. I will have 1 box, so that should be fun. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it yet. Probably do a hit draft, maybe. Maybe I'll put it in a mixer. Let's get rolling here. We're going to start off with Kyle Pitts, Brett Favre, Taysom Hill, Leonard Wilson, Henry. We have Kuechly, Jonathan Taylor, Gage, Diggs, Jacobs, Claypool, Hufanga, Stafford, Brock Purdy, second year, Hollins, who's not even on the Raiders anymore, Sky Moore, T.J. Watt, Waddle, Slay, Jones, Amari Cooper, Stevenson, Hamlin, Sam Howell. Have Perrine. We're going to have Sam Laporta, 39 out of 50 on the gold. So it looks like we're going to get NFL teams and college jerseys for some of the players. Laporta actually was at the Panini thing, so there's a chance his autos could be in a Lions uniform, but that's going to the Lions. And Eric. We have Lamar Jackson on the franchise, Justin Herbert on the Men of Autumn, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, Smith Jigba. Have McKee, Davis, McIntosh, Witherspoon, Evans, Henry. I have Sean Tucker, Carter, and the kids reporting. By what I mean by base, no veteran base. Obviously, the rookie base is going to ship for your team no matter what. We have Tannehill. That's if you don't want it. I was going to say. We have Ragnow, Vic, Mills, Nelson, Barber, Brunell, Hutchinson, Mooney, Warner, Cooper, Kupp, Justin Herbert. My man Charles Woodson, Chris Jones, Roquan Smith, Murray, Hawkinson, Johnson, Barkley, Ware, White, Robinson Jr., Hayden Hurst, Jerome Bettis, Michael Carter, A.T. Perry, Nick Chubb. I want to have Bryce Young on the hot rookies. I believe this is actually a non-numbered parallel. Scorecard parallel, I think. Let's see. We're going to have Bryce Young, Tanner McKee, Trevon Diggs going to the Cowboys. So autograph going to Jose Garcia. All-pro cornerback. Actually took a big leap. The first year he didn't have like the best PFF score, but last year he had a pretty good one. We have Bryce Forbes Wheaton, Chase Brown, Branch, Mayer, Broderick Jones, Rashee Rice, Nolan Smith, McBride, and Eli Ricks. Jameson Winston, Greg Dulcich, Simmons, Love, Burns, Tunzel, White, Marvin Jones, Goff, Metcalf, Max Crosby, Urlacher, Geno Smith, Ramsey, Everett, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tanner Boyd, Budda Baker. Have Zach Thomas, Gabriel Davis, Dexter Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Tua, Jonathan Allen, Nick Chubb, Gallup, Cam Smith. Breakthrough, we have Jordan Addison, Tua, Menafal, Joe Burrow, Zach Evans, Laporta, Johnson Jr., Mingo, Robinson, Tyree Wilson, Dye, Battle, and Bell. We're going to have Okonkwo, Jones, Thompson, Cullins, Fournette, Allen, Williams, London, Lazaro, Kenneth Walker III, Dickerson, Bosa, Valdez-Scantling, Mixon, Simmons, McKinnon, Kittle, Kevon Thibodeau, Trent Williams, Tyreek Hill, have Milano, Kareem Hunt, Parsons, Revis, Gainwell, Freiermuth, Gabriel Davis on the scoreboard, Christian McCaffrey, hot rookies, Anthony Richardson, have Jared Goff. For the Chargers, Quentin Johnston, nice hit here, first round pick. Former TCU wide receiver. To the Chargers and Mario. Billingsley, Wicks, Gibbs, BJ Ojulari, Rodriguez Jr., Forbes, Quentin Johnson, Will Levis, and Washington. David Montgomery, Breeze, Manning, Williams, Burks, Sanders, Foreman, Cooks, Marquise Brown, Harrison Smith, Richard Sherman, Renfro, Eddie Jackson, Bosa, Higbee, Palmer, Mahomes II, Chad Johnson, Zeke, Williams, A.J. Brown, Najee Harris, McNabb, Sterling Sharp, Bitonio Judon. We have Hamlin, 69 out of 100 going to the Buffalo Bills. That's going to go to Tom Giuliano. Gets his hometown team. T.J. Watt, Mac Jones, Jalen Carter, Gibbs, Bennett, Zay Flowers, Miles Murphy, Vaughn, Jake Hayner, Ilsevis, Spears, Joey Porter Jr., Washington. probably just going to sell them, to be honest, Mario. I was going to try to sell them to another breaker as just a whole case. I mean, I would do personals on it. I thought it would get a little bit more steam, especially around SummerSlam, and it got like no pickup at all. So, a little disappointed, but I mean, it is what it is. I figured without Tom Scarberry, because Tom Scarberry normally took like 6 to 9 spots in most wrestling, so he's a pretty big wrestling fan. I figured with him kind of being on a leave of absence from sports cards. But we have Godwin, Kirk, AJ Terrell. I figured it'd be a little bit of a hard fill, but I didn't think it'd be like 4 guys got it. So we have Justin Fields, Lattimore, Paris Campbell, Sutton, Willis, Jamison Williams, Burrow, Ray Lewis, Hopkins, Osborne, Jamal Adams. I have to look at what the prices are. I have no clue off the top of my head. Waller, St. Brown, Ward, Knox, Dotson, Hubbard, Pollard, Sauce Gardner, Hertz, Gazeki, Kelsey, Andrew Thomas. We have Kenneth Walker III on the scoreboard. I'm assuming these scoreboard cards are supposed, because they're supposed to be a parallel per pack. I'm assuming that's what these are. Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry. Hot rookies on the Quentin Johnson. Have an orange Dwayne McBride of the Vikings, 2 out of 3 on the orange. Could get a big roll with the whole Dalvin Cook thing. Assuming is a decent camp. Going to Rob Gervin. We have Swell, Mims, Badgett, Carter, Stevenson, Boett, Duggan, Hazelwood, and Bigsby. Have Warren Moon, Otten, Walker, St. Brown, Algier, Tanya, Kamara, Pierce, Chandler Jones, Tony, Duvernay, James Jr.'s and Derwin James, Kirk Cousins, Lockett, Jamal Charles, Herbert, Justin Jefferson, Wiley, Big Boy Alert, Hall, Josh Allen, Teller, Diggs, Mack, Goddard. We have Fitzpatrick, Jones, James Cook, Eric Dickerson on the scoreboard parallel. Have Justin Jefferson, Hendon Hooker on the hot rookies, Jalen Hyatt, Mahomes, Kane, Will Anderson, Peoples, Johnson, Addison, Richardson, Michael Wilson, Charbonnet, Drew Sanders, and then we're going to have the Kids Reporter. Anu, Swift, Patterson, Alexander, Olave, Pitt Jr., Matthew, A.J. Dillon, Hubbard, Tucker, Tomlinson, Cook, Fant, Stidham, Komet, Lance, Mark Andrews, Christian McCaffrey, Myles Garrett, Zach Martin, Isaiah Hodgins, Reddick, Highsmith, Zappi, Hines, Eli Manning, Jamal Williams on the scoreboard. Obviously, he's a Saint now, not a Lion. We got Brock Purdy, Bigsby, Travis Kelce, Rashawn Johnson going to the Bears. Backup running back for the Longhorns last year. Go to Robbie Coleman on the autograph. It's going to be the 4 autographs out of the way. We have Gray, Phillips III, Hyatt, Hooker, Reed, Miller, Tutu, Johnson, and Rakim Jarrett. Have Lawrence, Surtain, Woods, Malcolm, Rodriguez, DJ Moore, Stingley, Trask, Zay Jones, Elway, Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, Brisker, Juicewiak, Robinson, Allen, not Allen Robinson, but Allen Robinson II, then Keenan Allen. Travis Kelce, Jamar Chase, Moore, Devontae Smith, Deontay Johnson, Phillips, Leonard Williams, Joe Thomas, Gronkowski, Singletary, Curtis Samuel. We're going to have a 24 out of 50 Cedric Tillman going to the Browns. And that's going to be Ant Martin. Geno Smith, TJ Watt, Pacheco, Boet, Latu, Bryce Young, O'Connell, Hickman, Abanikanda, Ringo, Musgrave, Skoronski, and Tillman. Darnold, Pierce, Evans, Swell, Lindstrom, Dubs, Johnson, Buckner, Judy, Akers, Eckler, Moss, Snead, Humphrey, Connor, Thielen, Woolen, Adams, Peoples-Jones, Myers, Von Miller, McLaurin, Hendrickson, Prescott, Wilson. Damian Harris. 39 out of 100, Chandler Jones going to the Raiders. Going to Jose. Aaron Rodgers, Ritter, Smith, Chigba, Prescott, Christian Gonzalez, Kincaid, Jones Jr., Dell, Hall, Mitchell, Hodges, Tomlinson, Downs, Toon, and Kids Reporter. So that's going to be the first box. Still haven't got word if I'm going to get any. Well, I'm going to get some. Still haven't got how much I'm going to get allocated of Cosmic Chrome. I do know I have the 2021 Platinum Anniversary. I have 3 cases of that coming. So I'll probably run case breaks of that or half case breaks. Probably won't order more of it. I do have 2 cases of Allen and Ginter pre-ordered as well, but that got pushed back to God only knows when. Just trying to give you guys a heads up baseball-wise what's coming out. For football this week, like I said, have a box of National Treasures coming. Football-wise, I don't think anything else crazy comes out this week. Not sure if anything basketball-wise comes out. There's a bunch of like wrestling and UFC stuff that came out. I didn't even mention the UFC stuff because the 3 times I tried posting UFC boxes, we literally were getting no one to even take a single spot. So maybe if I use that everyone to do an interest post, that might work. But I definitely have some UFC stuff that came in the last couple of weeks that I just haven't even bothered posting. Because all the Panini stuff I can just sell in the store too if I need to. Just put it on the shelf in the store, but top stuff's a little bit different. Have to run personals pretty much and different. Also, for whatever reason, I send you any cards that you wanted to get graded, just send them back to me and I'll get them squared away. They'll still be at the price it is to break them if they were in breaks with me. Even cards you've had previously that you got pulled for you in my breaks, like you can send them and get the, like I'll clean them and polish them and shine them or whatever for free if they were hitting my break. Now, if they're an older card and it's something I don't really recognize, I'll probably ask you to like verify whatever break it was in, but also, I kind of know when everybody started getting in breaks and didn't start getting in breaks or whatever, so there's always that as well. If you try to give me a card from some 2020 product, like I'm didn't get hit in my group, maybe some Topps Chrome stuff or Bowman, but that's about it. We got Tunzel, Jones Jr., Goff, Ritter, Christian Watson, ETN, Simmons, Byard, McCaffrey, Jones. Somebody sent me some 2015. Be like, yeah, I need this graded. Tony, Duvernay, James Jr., Cousins, Jamal Charles, Lockett, Gronkowski, Singletary, Samuel Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott, Quinnen Williams, A.J. Brown, Najee Harris, McNabb. We have Michael Pittman Jr., Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, Bigsby. We got Tanner McKee going to the Eagles. He'll probably never get to play unless Jalen Hurts gets knocked out of a game going to George Myers. Skorowski, Tillman, Stanson Bennett, Miles Murphy, Vaughn, Zay Flowers, Hayner, Ilsevis, and Spears. I also today in the big baseball group, I called out a different breaker because his retail blaster case prices are about $1,000 a profit if you added it up. And then he blocked me and went to go complain to one of the mods about me being a price basher. Williams, London, Lazard, Winston. I mean, his group name or his brake pads and everything are something that like Winnie the Pooh really likes a lot. I was going to say, if that gives you guys a hint of who it was. Dulcich, Simmons, Love, Burns, Sky Moore, Tucker, Tomlinson, Cook, Fant, Stidham, Cole Kmet, Lance, Mark Andrews, Chase Young, Watson, Lamb, Conklin, Smith, Deontay Johnson, Phillips, Leonard Williams, Joe Thomas. We're getting a 31 out of 100. Justin Fields on the franchise going to the Bears. Oh, man, Robbie figured it out right away. Yeah, I was going to say, I think his case in the big baseball group was about $1,000 over what the retail cost is, and that's not even like the cost he got it for, which I don't have a huge issue for. At least at the minimum, he was making $800-$700 profit, which after shipping, which is just too much. I was gonna say, especially for retail. McKee, Jackson, like I'm not against anybody making money or like if people getting their breaks, they getting their breaks, but Justin Herbert, Henry, we have Brian Brees, Ibrahim, Helms, Latu, Bryce Young, Aiden Connell, Hickman, Banaconda, Ringo, Musgrave, George. What break are you talking about? We have Surtain, Woods, Rodriguez. If there's some break where someone's talking shit about me, they didn't tag me in it, which just makes them a bitch. So we have Moore, Stigley, Trask, Zay Jones, Elway. I was going to say Kittle, DK Metcalf. The Packers not hitting anything yet. We have Crosby, Urlacher, Smith, Ramsey, Everett, Juju Smith-Schuster, Boyd, Jalen Hurts, Mike Gesicki. Are you talking about the whole Richard Garcia thing? Kelsey, Thomas, Peoples-Jones, Myers, Von Miller, McLaurin, Hendrickson. We're going to have Chad Johnson. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, Richard Garcia, that clown. I said we have Patrick Mahomes, McCaffrey, Anthony Richardson. Get a TJ Watt autograph. That's going to be red zone, which means it should be out of 20. Well, I bet it's out of 10. 7 out of 10. It has tremendous print lines on it. Going to the Steelers and Robbie. Yeah, that was Richard Garcia, I was going to say. But no, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I called out Jesse Bittman because his prices have always been outrageous, and I've always said that. Hasselwood, Bigsby, Christian Gonzalez, Kincaid, Mike Jones, Tank Dell, Hall. We have Mitchell, Hodgins, Tomlinson, and Josh Downs. Like I said, I'm okay for anybody that's breaking or whatever else to make money. I get that some people run it as like a pure business and have like no wherewithal or care if they like bend people over, but I just feel like there's a certain principle to it that like you shouldn't, if you're pricing stuff and you can drop $30 off of teams or $20 plus dollars off of teams when it first happens, like you're pricing stuff too high. It just doesn't make any logical sense. Aaron Rodgers, Terrence Marshall Jr. You could literally, like, and if you had trouble pricing out teams and that was like your worry, like you don't know how to price teams, so like you're going to drop the teams afterwards and you'll sell the ones at higher prices than maybe they're worth just because you don't know how to price a team. Literally go in someone's group and just copy their prices. Like, no one's going to care. If someone comes in my group and copies my prices, team per team, I'm not going to be like, this guy's copying my prices. I mean, I might bitch like to, I don't know, I might say something to like Mike McGarity or somebody, be like, look at this dude, he's copying my prices. Like, but at the same time, I'm not going to go to you or go on under your page and be like, you're an asshole for copying my prices. Like, the market's the market. Like, I don't want to charge the price I have to charge for Diamondbacks or whatever. Like, I love Corbin Carroll, but like, I'm not the one that set the price. Like, Corbin Carroll playing like a monster set the price, and then like Real Breaks and Filth Bomb and all those much bigger guys, that's what they price it at. So everybody else has to price their stuff somewhere around there because the money has to come from somewhere. Like, it's, you literally go copy somebody else's break. You can go on to Leighton's website and copy their price list, and you would have a better price list around like what the value kind of should be. Well, Leighton's a little bit expensive sometimes. Sometimes they're really cheap. I don't know who does the prices there because they're like so inconsistent. But I'm saying you could still copy their prices and they're in the right ratios. Whether or not the total is high or low is, you can add that up yourself and just figure out the ratios from them. We have Worth, Ingram, because they're like the only people that like post like 50 breaks at one time. So their price list is always up there. You just have to scroll through each team. We have Bailey, Johnson, Michael Thomas, Lawrence, Herbert, Justin Jefferson, Walker the Third, Dickerson, Bosa, Valdes-Scantling, Mixon, Simmons, McKinnon, Shepard, Bitonio, Judon, Knox, Dotson, Hubbard, Pollard, Sauce Gardner, Jimmy Ward. I'm not saying, I know Leighton overprices most stuff. I'm just saying you can get like, even if they're overpriced, they still give you the right ratios of like, all right, this team, well, actually, they always overprice the Yankees because the Yankees fans will pay more money than other people, and they take advantage of that. Typically speaking, we have Travis Kelce, Justin Jefferson, Hayden Hooker, Hyatt, Joey Porter Jr. I just go through, when I make a price list, I literally go through each team on the checklist and go, all right, these 2 or 3 guys, if you hit a base autograph, it's about worth about this much if you go on eBay. So their price should be somewhere in this range. And then I base everything off of like, all right, that's what it should be, and then I try to get the ratios right based off of like what other teams are in the box, right? Like, let's say like last year, like the Mariners had to be higher priced than they probably should have been, but it's because there wasn't a lot of good teams. There's only like 4 good teams, so like everyone's going to want the Mariners because J-Rod was absolutely on fire. We have Washington, Sewell, Mims, Bagent, Carter, Stevenson, Boyette, and Duggan. Like, hopefully football is easier to price this year because even last year football was a shit show because it was like, all right, you're chasing Kenny Pickett if you're opening boxes by yourself, and then Purdy like halfway through the year. But before that, it was like the Steelers had to like take up 15% of the breaks price because they were the only team that had a quarterback that was starting. We have Mike Evans, Sewell, Lindstrom, Dubs, Johnson, Buckner, Judy, Tannehill, Ragnow, Vick, Rondale Moore, Marquise Brown, Smith, Sherman, Renfro, Jackson, Bosa, Higbee, Myles Garrett, Martin, Hodgins, Reddick, Highsmith, Zappi, Hines, Eli Manning, Wiley. We have Jeffrey Simmons on the 92 out of 100. So the thing about the Reds next year, like you do have Ellie De La Cruz, but I'm assuming you're going to have Matt McLain, and there's one other guy that came up too, right? So you have those 3. You might be able to pull Ellie out as his own spot. We have Josh Allen, T.J. Watt, Geno Smith, and Pacheco. Henry, Sean Tucker, Carter II, Gray, Phillips, pending what else is in the boxes. We have Hyatt, Hooker, Reed, Miller, and Tutu. Because for all you know, if PCA comes up at the beginning of next year, like he'll be a big chase. It all really depends who's going to be the other rookies in the products. Obviously, the Reds will probably be the most expensive no matter what, but there's other rookies that came up that second half of the year that actually could be worth something too, especially with the way some of them are playing. Like Henry Davis won't be an update, but he'll be a guy that should be a decent chase. We have Davis, Mills, Nelson, Barber, Brunell, Hutchinson. Pitts, the other catcher the Pirates have, Rodriguez. Like Rodriguez and Davis will be pretty decent chases because I think they're talking about putting Davis in left field or right field. We have Favre, Hill, Leonard, Wilson, Palmer. We have Mahomes, Burrow, Ray Lewis, DeAndre Hopkins, Osborne, Adams, Waller, St. Brown. Well, I mean, Ohtani could go to a different team, and that changes the price dynamic too. We have Hall, Josh Allen, Teller, Diggs, Mack, Goddard, Fitzpatrick, Mac Jones, Chris Olave on the scoreboard parallel. We have Boyette, TJ Watt, Mac Jones, Jalen Carter, Rashawn Johnson, Raheem Jarrett, Achan, Anderson Jr., Peoples, Johnson, Addison, Anthony Richardson, Wilson, and the Kids Reporter. Yeah, I mean, well, that depends if Lawler did Lawler get called up? I thought he's still down. Still down in the minors. Allgaier, Tanyan, Kamara, Pierce. So if he's opening day roster, Jackson Holiday will be in the product. I guarantee you that Topps will do everything in their power to not have Jackson Holiday come up into update. Because they're going to want to use his selling ability to push a whole year's of product they did with Elly De La Cruz. So if he doesn't come up at the beginning of the year, there's a very good chance he will not be in anything but 2025 product for his rookie card. Okongwu, Jones, Thompson, Collins, Fournette, Allen, T.J. Hawkinson, Murray, Diggs, Jacobs, Claypool, Hufanga, Stafford, Brock Purdy, Hollins, Klecko, Sanders, Pickens, Chubb, Diggs. No, they would save him for Series 2 if they knew he was going to get called up. Pickett, Tom Brady, Jim Kelly. Got a Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs, 19 out of 100. On a Robbie Coleman. Dak Prescott, Nick Chubb, Bryce Young, Marvin Jones Jr. for the Jaguars. That's a random autograph. That's going to go to Brian Ward. Like I said, it just really all depends who's actually in the checklist next year. Because there's some guys that will have some star power that's not just Elly De La Cruz. Obviously, he'll be the biggest chase. We have Jordan Battle, Bell, C.J. Stroud, Perry, Smith, Torrance, Hutchinson, and Thompson Robinson. We have Olave, Pittman Jr., Tyrann Mathieu, Dillon, Hubbard, Moon, Otten, Walker, St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Mooney, Fred Warner, Kupp, Herbert, Charles Woodson, Jones, Roquan Smith, Pat Freiermuth, Zach Thomas, Davis, Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Tua, Allen, Nick Chubb, Gallup, Curtis Samuel. Yeah, Quentin Johnston, Aaron Rodgers, Ritter, Smith-Jigba, Will Levis, Parker Washington, Evans, Sam Laporta, Paris Johnson Jr., Mingo, Robinson, Tyree Wilson, Travis Dye, Terrell, Fields, Lattimore, Campbell, Sutton, Malik Willis, Williams, Darnold, Pierce, Peterson, Lamar Jackson, Carr, Brisker, Juice, Robinson, Allen, Kelsey, Chase, Waddle, Slade Jr., Jones, Cooper, Stevenson, Hamlin, Howell, Perrine. I have Michael Wilson. Josh Allen, Jordan Addison, Anderson Jr., Pierce, Nolan Smith, McBride, Rick, Smith-Jigba, McKee, Davis, McIntosh, Witherspoon, and Tyon Davis. But yeah, there's still some guys that, like I said, if they come up even at the back end of the year to play just the end of the season, they could easily be a guy that's pushes product. So for the autograph, the last autograph in this box, that's going to be 250 points. We'll random this off at the end. Derrick Henry, Luke Kuechly, Jonathan Taylor, have Gage, Anu, Swift, Patterson, Anderson, Jimmy Ward, Cam Akers, Eckler, Moss, Snead, Marlon Humphrey, Connor, Thielen, Woolen. You definitely got a base because you have to remember he has a base autograph. He has base stuff with the Nationals. Cook, Thibodeau, Williams, Tyreek Hill, Milano, Hunt, Parsons, Darrell Revis, Gainwell. We have Rondé Barber on the gold. That's going to be a 38 out of 50 for the Bucks. It's going to be Eric, Gibbs, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, Charbonnet, Sanders, Billingsley, Wicks, Gibbs, Ojulari, Rodriguez Jr., and Forbes. Box number 2. Box number 3 has for us. Let's see how close this Topps Chrome break is. Oh, there's so few teams left. I think someone did take the Mets in that, though. Maybe. Somebody else. I don't know if the Oakland Athletics will have 10 new rookies or not. I guess they'll be a Las Vegas Athletics. Anybody that watches hockey, the Penguins made a huge trade to get Erik Karlsson. I can't believe they pulled that off. Especially not for the pieces they traded. They traded away 2 cap liabilities to get arguably a top 5 defenseman in the league, at least top 10 defenseman. Kind of crazy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to do well in Vegas. The only thing about playing in Vegas is in the summertime, it is hot as hell there. So it's almost, I think they almost need to build like a retractable roof stadium because I wouldn't want to be playing baseball even if it's dry heat and like 110 degrees. Like, forget that. We have ETN, Simmons, Bayard, Rogers, Marshall, Mechie, Worfs, Ingram, Tony, Duvernay, James Jr., Cousins, Lockett, Charles, Herbert, Justin Jefferson, Walker III, Curtis Samuel, Chad Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott, Quinnen Williams, A.J. Brown, Harris, Donovan McNabb, Sterling Sharp, Bitonio, We have Chris Godwin. That's going to be an 8 out of 35 on the blue, going to the Bucks. We get Jalen Hurts, Hooker. Saquon Barkley, Justin Herbert. Ibrahim Helms, Latu, Bryce Young. Aiden O'Connell, Hickman, Abanikanda. Ringo Musgrave. Simmons, Love, Burns, Tunzel, White, Jones Jr., Goff, Ritter, Watson, Tomlinson, Cook, Fant, Komet, Stidham, Trey Lance, Mark Andrews, McCaffrey, Jones, Tyler Conklin, Devonta Smith, Deontay Johnson, Phillips, Leonard Williams, Joe Thomas, Gronkowski, Singletary. And I have Cole Kmet, Joe Burrow, Young Barkley, Jaden Reed for the Packers. Going to Josh Webb. Josh, I'm telling you, man, been trying to throw you bones. I'm gonna say you've been a little bit more getting in the breaks a little bit more now. I was gonna say I know you love the break club though. I mean, I can't. They're just I'll never be at the scale that they are, probably ever. I don't think I could ever hire 4 other dudes to break. I know they're all guys that kind of like started breaking together as like a team, but Ronnie Bell, C.J. Stroud, A.T. Perry, Cam Smith, Kraft, Torrance, Hutchinson, Thompson Robinson, and Breesy. Patterson, Alexander, Olave, Pittman Jr., Matthew, A.J. Dillon, Hubbard, Moon, Otten, Cam Akers, Moss, Sneed, Humphrey, Connor, Thielen, Woolen, Adams, Mooney, Hill, Milano, Hunt, Parkinson's, Revis, Gainwell, Freiermuth, Thomas, Bijan Robinson. You talking about here? Or you talking about with the break club? I never looked at their price. To be honest, I never really looked at their prices. I know they run a lot of randoms, but they also get a ton of football products. So that's really what it comes down to is they get a ton of football and basketball products. We have Jalen Carter. Don't worry, let Top start to get some basketball and football and see if I don't start smoking people's prices. We have Trevor Lawrence, Nick Chubb, Will Levis, Raheem Jarrett, Achane, Will Anderson, Peoples, Johnson, Addison, Anthony Richardson, Wilson, and Charbonnet. Taysom Hill, Leonard, Wilson, Henry, Luke Kuechly. Have Taylor, Gage, Anu, Swift, Lewis, Hopkins, Osborne, Jamal Adams, Waller, St. Brown, Ward, Eckler, Teller, Diggs, Mack, Goddard, Fitzpatrick, Mac Jones, Cook, Thibodeau, Williams, Devin Singletary. On the scoreboard parallel, we have Russell Wilson, Tua, Josh Downs, Zay Flowers. Oh, Baltimore wide receiver, 13 out of 20. I personally think he's going to be a bust. Yeah, I mean, the group's just not... If I'm being honest with you, I'd run more multi-case break stuff, but the group's just not big enough. I was kind of testing... it was a little bit late after release. I was testing the water a little bit the other day, and we did... Don't get me wrong, we filled that dual case very fast, but Brett really... Luckily, Brett hit big, too, but Brett really manhandled that, and, he bought, the 3 biggest teams. Luckily, he got rewarded for... Oh... I skipped that. That was a pile of rookies I need to go over. Luckily, he got pretty lucky on some of his hits. Got a Rutschman SSP and a couple nice autographs. So probably actually still made out like a bandit. But we have Peyton Manning, Williams, Burks, Sanders, Foreman, Cooks, Godwin, Kirk, Juju Smith-Schuster, Boyd, Butker, Baker, Samuel, J.K. Dobbins, Carlson, Hester, Montana, Terry McLaurin, Have Hendrickson, Prescott, Wilson. I meant he's going to be a bust, Robbie, because he has Lamar Jackson thrown to him, not because he's a bad wide receiver. We got Damon Harris, Mostert, Johnson, Barkley, Ward, Jonathan Mingo. That's why I said that. It had nothing to do with him not necessarily being a good wide receiver. It's the fact that he got a guy that's not the most accurate thrower. And I think Zay Jones is more like a slot guy, so you got to be precise. Lamar Jackson going to end up getting that kid killed in the first 6 weeks of the season. Mr. lead you into the linebacker for death and destruction. We have Anthony Richardson, Jared Goff, Watson. We have Talanoa Hufanga. And Pickett has who to throw? What are you talking about? Pickett has the dog George Pickens, who's going to be a top 10 wide receiver this year, and he has Deontay Johnson, who's been an All-Pro. No, he hasn't been an All-Pro. He's been a multi-year Pro Bowler. I was going to say it's hard to be an All-Pro as a wide receiver because some of the dudes are just nasty. But who's he have to throw to? The utter disrespect to Darnell Washington. On top of Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth, Swell, Mims, Badgett, Carter. I was going to say Stevenson, Boett, Duggan, Hazelwood. You just wait till George Pickens ends up having 100 plus yards receiving on 9 catches both times he plays the Ravens. He's going to shit all over Humphreys. We have Walker, St. Brown, Algier, Tanyan, Kamara, Pierce, Okonkwo, Jones, Fred Warner, Kupp, Herbert, Charles Woodson, Jones, Saquon Barkley, Murray. Saquon Barkley. That wasn't even Saquon. Roquan Smith. We have Hutchinson, Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Tua, Allen, Chubb, Gallup, Klecko, Miles Sanders. We're going to have a 3 out of 6 franchise Trevor Lawrence for the Jaguars. That's going to Brian Ward. It's okay. We still got Mason Rudolph, who's uninjurable. You can literally hit him with his own helmet over his head, and he'll still be back the next week. Dude is made of steel. Literally. Nice Trevor Lawrence hit there. Out of 6. We're going to have Mike Evans, Pollard, Johnson. This is the most excited I've been about the Steelers and the Penguins in 6 years. We have Trevor Lawrence, Sanders. Josh Webb knows about that Penguins trade. Billingsley, Wicks, Gibbs, Ojolari, Rodriguez Jr., Forbes, Quentin Johnston, and Will Levis. We have Vic, Davis Mills, Quentin Nelson, Barber, Brunell, Hutchinson, Pitts, Favre, Smith, Sherman, Renfro, Jackson, Bosa, Higbee, Mahomes II, Palmer, Burrow, Hodgins, Reddick, Highsmith, Zappi, Hines, Manning, Wiley, Hall, Josh Allen. We have Jared Stidham. Tyreek Woolen, Breece Hall, Kenny Pickett, Mayer, Ricks, Smith-Jigba, McKee, Davis, McIntosh, Witherspoon, Evans, Henry, and Sean Tucker. Now, I don't know if Eric Carlson fits into the scheme of the Penguins or fits well with the team, but he'll find that out. Let's see. The talent level's there, though. Probably the best team on paper the Penguins have had in probably a decade since the last Cups. Mike Evans, Swell, Lindstrom, Dubs, Johnson, Buckner, Judy, Tannehill, Ragnow, Carr, Brisker, Juice, Allen Robinson II, Keenan Allen, Chase, Kelsey, Moore, Marquise Brown, Daniel Jones. Does anybody want any? Well, while I'm talking about it, I'm going to be dropping the Pokemon pre-release stuff tomorrow. I have, like I told you guys, I have 34 booster boxes coming, almost 40 ETBs, and then sleeved boosters. So I'm going to do a pre-order for if anyone wants Pokemon. As soon as it comes to me, I'll ship it out. If it gets before release date, Just don't open it. I mean, you can open it, just don't post stuff all over the internet. At least not where you got it from. We have Amari Cooper, Stevenson, because I'm going to assume that most people, I should have it by Wednesday. I'm assuming most people are like a 2-day ship. But if you're in the Baltimore area and you get it on Thursday, if you pre-order it, or if you're going to come in early Friday or sometime during Friday, I'll be there Friday. We have DeMar Hamlin. You can just pick it up. Sam Howell. But if you want it mailed to you, it'll probably get there Thursday if I get it early enough Wednesday, or it should be there Friday for sure. Just if you end up getting it Thursday, just if you open it, don't put it all over the internet. Perrine, Myles Garrett, Martin, Chris Johnson. Because I know a lot of you guys live up in like the Bel Air area that are local. We have Stroud, Ritter. So I don't know if you guys want to drive down on a Friday. Lamar Jackson, Clayton Tune, Ford Wheaton, Brown, Branch, Mayer, Broderick Jones, Rice, Nolan Smith, and McBride. And obviously I'll be posting breaks of that on Friday too. Yeah, I'm going to post a pre-sale, Robert. It'll be tomorrow. I was going to say we have A.J. Terrell, Fields, Lattimore, Campbell, Sutton, Willis, Williams, Darnold, Pierce, Donald, Pacheco, Williams, T. Higgins, Hurts, Townsend, Patrick Peterson, Lamar Jackson, DeMarcus Ware, White, Robinson Jr., Hayden Hurst, Bettis, Carter, Waddle, Slade Jr. We have Juice, the best fullback to ever do it. 69-100. And maybe not the best to ever do it because there are other guys like C.J. Ham and I believe the Topps random is still like 5 spots short. But definitely one of the better fullbacks in the history of the NFL with Juice there. We have Addison, Tua, Burrow, Bijan Robinson, Take Bigsby, Gonzalez, Kincaid, Jones, Tank Dell, Hall, Keaton Mitchell, Hodges, Tomlinson, Josh Downs, Shaq Thompson, Collins, Fournette, Allen, Williams, Drake London, Lazard, Winston, Greg Dulcich, Josh Jacobs, Claypool, Huffenhagen, Stafford, Purdy, Hollins, Sky Moore, Tucker, George. I'm going to shit all over Marlon Humphreys, Pickens. No, just Bradley Chubb, Diggs, Kenny Pickett, Tom Brady, Jim Kelly, Chase Young, Watson. Say Lamb. We have Ronnie Hickman, 19 out of 50 on the gold. Justin Fields, Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Kyler Murray, Parker Washington, Zach Evans, Laporta, Johnson Jr., Mingo, Bijan Robinson, Tyree Wilson, Dye, and Jordan Battle. That's going to be the break. Let's do a quick recap of the hits. And we'll do the 250 points. I'll figure out who got everybody in any of the spots that didn't get a hit in the spot whenever I sort it, which I'll probably sort it tomorrow or the day after. And we'll run a random of who didn't get any hits. You'll get refunded for that spot. Oh, I mean, I don't know what an Ultra Bright is, so probably not. I don't think you can pull Ultra Brights. An Ultraviolet I can try, but I'm not going to make any promises. We're going to have Ronnie Hickman out of 50, Kyle Juszczyk out of 100. We got an out of 50 Laporta, Chandler Jones out of 100, Hamlin out of 100, Godwin out of 35. This looks like it's more like a navy blue than it's like royal blue, and this looks like it's navy on the Godwin. We have Rondé Barber out of 50, out of 100. Mahomes, Simmons out of 100. Justin Fields on the blue showcase. That's going to be out of 100 as well. Getting into just parallels, I think we have a couple in the back, and that's it. We're going to have the out of 50 Cedric Tillman, and then we're going to have Trevor Lawrence on the end zone. It's going to be a 3 out of 6 for the Jags and Brian Ward. Into the autographs. The autographs were actually pretty decent. Either got defensive players of the year or all pros, some nice rookies. We have Jaden Reed for the Packers going to Josh Webb. I was going to say Tanner McKee for the Eagles, and that's going to be George Myers. Rashawn Johnson for the Bears, and that's going to be Robbie Coleman. Hufanga for the 49ers, Robert Petty. We're going to have Trevon Diggs, and that's going to be for the Cowboys, and Jose. Quentin Johnson to the Chargers. It's going to Mario. Dwayne McBride for the Vikings going to Rob Gervin. TJ Watt on the end zone out of 10 going to Robbie Coleman. And then Zay Flowers for the Ravens, and that's going to go to Eric. I'm assuming Eric is a Ravens fan because he grew up and he's friends with Brian Beerley. So I'm assuming this is actually a pretty big hit for Eric and one of his first breaks in the group. I'm glad you finally got a hit. Normally when guys get brought into the group, somehow they have beginner's luck and hit everything. You had a couple bad breaks to start. So see what we can do here. Get this random popped up. For the 250 Panini points, this is football break. So 250 Panini points. You guys tell me, though, what you guys want to see football-wise, because I'd love to figure out how to run football. I know you guys said cheaper prices. Which obviously some of the new stuff is pretty cheap. I don't know what else to do with football other than try to keep it as low as possible. But I don't know like what kind of configuration you guys want to see and whatever else. Probably should switch over to the right thing. Alright, so as you guys can see, I took your guys' names, just copied and pasted it. We got 13 on the dice roll. I thought I switched over, but I didn't. Straight 32 over there. Top guy's going to get 250 Panini points. 7. Oh. We did 13, so we'll do 13 because that's what the dice roll was originally. My bad. Got distracted. Good luck to everybody. Don't want to go back on read rolling dice or whatever and someone say something. Final round here, and it's going to be Jose, which makes sense as Jose had 9 spots, so it makes sense that he had the highest odds to get the points. He gets some points there. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night and be safe. I will catch y'all later. The Topps Chrome fills before 11, so about a half an hour. If it doesn't fill, I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm sure it'll definitely fill tomorrow. Nothing comes out necessarily tomorrow, but I will post some more Topps Chrome stuff if the Topps Chrome breaks fill. For football, if you guys have any suggestions, always let me know in the direct messages or you can let me know in the group itself. Appreciate y'all. See you either later tonight or tomorrow.